Your business has grown and you began noticing that you cannot fully control your company's activity. Not always you can say who's responsible for this or that task. You've got old-timers who can do any job and your business can collapse without them. Let's find out how did it happen that your business requires more and more of your involvement and how to change it to free up some time to yourself. Let's look at a part of a company structure as an example. We've got purchasing, logistics and sales departments here. And now let's draw an amoeba. Why do we need it here? Well, because it's the amoeba that can be the reason for your problems. It represents an amoeba-like area of responsibility of an employee who is responsible for something in his own department, say logistics, but also does some other job, for instance for the purchasing and sales departments. You've seen something like this, haven't you? How do these amoebas appear? Well, they do it naturally. Some time ago, when the company was just a startup, the number of tasks was high, but the number of staff was low. So employees fulfilled their own responsibilities and had to cover part of adjacent tasks. Whoever could reach them or better than others knew how to deal with them. Those adjacent tasks became the legs of our amoeba. In general, amoebas are harmless. Moreover, they are even helpful at certain stages of the development of companies or projects. But when you get too many amoebas in your organizational structure, when not some individual workers but the whole departments get amoeba-like responsibility, then collaboration between amoebas becomes a source of serious problems. As a side effect of developing an amoeba-like organizational structure, we inevitably discover such dangerous zones of overlapping responsibility where 2 or even 3 employees are responsible for the same task. Why is it dangerous? Well, because in such a situation it is often not clear who is really responsible for it. It looks like they all are, but when a failure happens in such an area of shared responsibility, they tend to start nodding to each other. But what is even more dangerous is the black holes. That are such areas of responsibility that no one in the company covers. And what is the most dangerous about them? If the founder is managing the business and there are less than 30 employees in the company, you can survive with them because the founder knows that there are areas with no one responsible for them. From time to time he tries to instruct someone to cover such black holes, but not always does he succeed. And now let's suggest that the company has grown and a new manager has been hired, maybe even a director of a department. How easily would that director discover those black holes? Most probably no one will tell him about them because the employees will go to the new manager to discuss their problems, not something they're used to and which seems ordinary to them. So when do new directors usually discover such black holes? They either find them completely occasionally or when they bump into them at full speed. A director will start a vital project and invest the company's money and time into it. But when a severe problem arises, it will become a surprise for the director that there is no one in the whole company responsible for that problem. And such a surprise may become very expensive for the business. From my experience, any organization reaches a moment when it is time to get rid of the amoeba-like structures. If you start facing difficulties in management, there is a high chance that you have reached that moment. You're welcome to invite me. I prefer amoebas for breakfast.